Hey guys, and welcome back to Danganronpa. So, in the last video, we left off at the last class trial. I'm going to try to get through this game. I know I keep saying that, but I really need to get through this game, alright? So, we are going to jump straight into this. I think, for the most part, I remember most of what was going on. If not, I'll figure it out, alright? So, let's adjust myself here for a second. Alright. Monokuma made his announcement, and everyone began to move up one after another. And then... the ultimate martial artist. A locked room murder mystery.
What?
What the? Oh, I've just recently discovered the power of emoticons. Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss in a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed!
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. So, this is just plain creepy.
Well?
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
Yes, indeed!
For example, you have 100 friends. That's messed up. He's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait!
Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. Oh my gosh. What the heck was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
Stand Hina, man. Like, that hatred is starting to come back again. Like, I swear to God, it's like every time she opens her mouth, I'm just like, please let her be the next victim. Alright. I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet someone killed her. And that person is here. That person is one of us. We all look too weak and flimsy to be able to kill her. Well, with this hat, okay. Alright, let's just get on the elevator. Come on, it's time to put an end to this. I made my way toward the elevator. But with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison into total silence. So I just remembered that, you know, they do the talking during the trial, and I was just like, I kind of don't feel like talking for 3 hours, and then I was like, oh, I got it. Alright, so we watched the doors close, and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunking sounds. It fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. This Egyptian thing. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few. You must be so lonely. You say that like it's not your fault we're all that's left. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate. A deadly class trial. Heck yeah, we're saving this. I'm still over here trying to adjust myself. Yeah, we saving it. I might mess up. I left my drink all the way on the other side of the room. Hold on. Okay, so there wasn't really much to do in setting skills. I didn't really have much, so we're gonna do it.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa! They deja vu.
Yeah, I know, for real. She
The
did
one
that
who
last
killed
time.
Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one
Okay,
of
but
you.
she straight up was like, we already know who did it. That means you've already pinned the person, not we know it's one of you three.
Idiot.
For real, thank you.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't
I'm
want
pretty
to hear
sure
your
at this
stupid
point-
excuses.
At this point, we know Hiro's innocent. That dude couldn't kill someone even if he wanted to. Hina seems really sure that one of those three is the killer, but she must have some reason for believing that. Togo's account, Luigi's account, Byakuya's account.
It was one of
Okay,
you.
let's talk about how it wouldn't
One
even
of
let me
you
shoot the
killed
true
Sakura.
bullet. And on top of that, I
what
just knew
reason do you have for
once I
saying
started
so?
recording something was gonna happen.
Because you
I just
all had a
knew it.
motive. You hated her.
Yes, yes, yes.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense. That's the only reason you have her accusing
Not to shoot, damn it.
No, that's
I'm sorry, I was like frustrated. I was getting frustrated because I was pressing Y, but I guess I was holding it too long or something. But I wasn't holding it.
Another reason you
That's
suspect
the
them is
issue.
because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them did it? Footprints in the powder, status of Sakura's body, pocket trash. I think it's gonna have to do with pocket trash or
The
something.
fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
Okay.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
This is true. He did say that.
didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw.
Yeah, no, you lying.
No,
I know you lying. Because he had the pocket trash and it was the same as Sakura's, whatever was near Sakura. That part I remember.
Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Hiro, I
Ever
can't help
since
you
we
on
got
this
into
one.
the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In
Okay.
that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure, I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
Okay, but why would you just
When?
mention that?
When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But he couldn't have. Didn't she say before? Like, I'm just going off of sheer memory here. Didn't she say something like she gave her that after the nurse's office incident? Because Sakura could have only gotten the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know that is because Sakura loved candy too much to share when Sakura got the candy. That was it. Because Hina said it.
I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office.
Because she did it to cheer
So
her
if
up.
that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it. I mean, what I meant was,
Hiro's stupid. I honestly don't think he's the culprit.
oh, that's right. I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Ain't no, oh, that's right, you knew.
Why the sudden hostility?
For real.
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
Uh-oh.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
That's like a typical argument move to try and flip it on the other person.
It's not just normal hostility. You're the real culprit. I even have proof.
Proof? What are you talking about?
Oh, she got nervous.
I'm talking about her shining message.
What would a shining message even be? Yeah, no, for
At
real.
the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking
Oh,
about
is that what
with
he
Sayaka.
meant?
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
I don't think Toko. I don't know.
Hero,
We'll see.
hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime.
Oh, this is true. He wasn't even in there.
So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Huh? Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was on the magazine shelf.
Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
Oh, so there's no reason he should
If
have seen
that's
it.
true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
No, there's an obvious problem with what Hiro said before. Alright, let's look. Magazine dying message, status of Sakura's body, and pocket trash. I think it's gonna be the dying message.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I
Oops, my
found
bad.
the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
It couldn't have. There's definitely something wrong with what Hiro said just now.
I can tell you exactly what I found when Ogre's body was discovered.
Oh my god, was that really it? Was that what they were trying to tell me? I spent way too much time on that. Way too much time.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then.
We didn't even have to go through that. All you had to say was, you weren't at the murder scene when they first discovered the body.
Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
The Vienna sausage? You mean those little sausage in a can?
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
Yeah, no, I was like, what?
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah?
How do you know?
I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
I don't know. You're only right like 30% of the time, right? Without a doubt? No, I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. Here we go. I'm about to spend another 10 minutes on this shit. The moment of truth. Oh, this is quick.
Show me the proof.
Oh, bitch, I forgot how to play.
I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Can't hear you, can't hear you. Conspiracy.
Ooh.
The end is nigh.
Ooh, come on.
Show me the proof.
What is it? Okay, I guess that was it. Because I tried to look at other bullets. That was it. All right, cool. I don't know. We'll roll with it.
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it,
Please
the
tell me
message
that's
was
the only one I'm
almost
gonna have to do
certainly
during
written
this.
using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Ooh, Hiro.
Yeah?
Yeah, sound like you're taking a poop.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
Oh. Hiro, I was taking up for you. Oh my god. You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked?
Yeah,
What a fool.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was just like, wasn't he one of the ones that was like afraid of her? Why would you actually go?
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Oh, sure, thanks.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape.
Okay.
So of course I freaked out, and then...
Oh
I saw
my
only
gosh.
chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head.
Oh my goodness. As big as Sakura is, he did that?
I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura.
Dang, Hina, you sound like you want to kill.
We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
I don't think a blow to the head would have killed her that
I
easily,
think
though,
there's
right?
more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? Why he didn't use Sakura's finger, why he picked Toko. I think it was why the magazine was hidden. Like, why would you put it back
That's
on the
true.
shelf?
Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it?
Oh, you know what? That's probably why he was saying that earlier. Because if he hadn't have put the magazine back, then he just assumed the magazine was laying out when the crime scene happened. But if somebody else came behind him and put it up, that means there's more to the
By
story.
the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Because he didn't do that.
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now.
After
already
confessing to the crime.
confessing
Yeah,
to the
no, that's
crime.
it.
Then he's not lying?
That means somebody went in after him.
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
Uh-oh.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was
Somebody
it?
was in there. Oh. Where? But wait, though.
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We all know who it is then. Toko.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right?
Yeah.
Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it,
Yeah,
right?
my butt. Why did you hide it?
Hiro just admitted it.
Whatever, it doesn't matter. Just answer the question.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
Oh, it must mean that something else caused her death after that whole stupid incident. I really don't think he was strong enough to even put a blow on Sakura. That would have killed her.
Be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the killer, and I have to prove that. Alright, well, let's go. Make your argument. I think this is gonna have to do with the status of her body.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby,
Okay.
and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
Was that it?
After the first swing, the bottle shattered. And she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer.
Okay, I think it was the just once thing.
I didn't want to, but I grabbed a Monokuma and I hit Ogre from behind.
You hit her from...
And you only hit her once.
Yeah, just once.
Go! There we go.
No,
Thank you.
it's wrong.
Because her examination says 2. The Monokuma file says 1.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
Oh, well, okay.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head?
They don't.
She was
Remember,
attacked twice with 2 Monokuma
Remember
bottles?
we did the whole thing where we weighed the bottle pieces
It's
and it
not
was like
just
heavier or
because of her
something?
head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy.
Because they each
If you
represented
look
a
at
major
what the
chess
bottles
piece.
all had in common, it should become clear.
Correlation between the Monokuma bottles feel like it's starting to become clear. The connection must be the chess piece. One, two, three. Okay, yeah. Okay, we all knew it was C-H-E. I need the S. How do you spell peace? Is the I before E? Except after C. Oh wait, I didn't even get the P. Oh, it's not. Oh, yeah. Is it E? Wait. No, I need the E.
Now I understand.
Yeah, okay. I remember my spelling lessons. It's okay.
That's it! The chess pieces! Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And I was gonna say, Byakuya would be probably the prime person to remember that.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that
That
matter?
means there was one more piece.
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while one apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Oh my gosh, she's missing the
Yeah,
point.
Shogi is way better.
Shut up!
Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Wait, then the bottle that was missing, I think it was broken.
I got it!
Because they weighed him, didn't
The
they?
bottle must have been broken,
And she probably just picked up the chess piece.
because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
It wasn't just a single broken bottle, and the evidence that proves that is... no, it wasn't that. It was the... Didn't they weigh it? The bottle experiment.
I got it!
Thank you.
Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is... there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
Ooh.
Why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by Sakura's second attacker. It would have had to have been the second attacker.
The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given
That means-
all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
Which means Sakura was alive after Hiro hit her.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko?
Uh-oh.
And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait, I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you
Yeah, no,
killed her.
for real. I don't think Toko did it either. Because the fact remains, if she had killed Sakura, I feel like, first of all, the blood showing, she would have passed out. And Genocide Jack would have came out, and it would have been a Genocide Jack crime scene. So I don't
I'm
think
not
she
afraid
did
to
it.
admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
Okay. You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I
Why would you
assumed
forget
Toko was
something
still
like
in
that?
there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in.
So why didn't he question where Toko was when Sakura was saying they were waiting on those
When
people?
I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
For real.
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
Okay. No, it's not ridiculous at all. There's definitely proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room. A new element has been added to the bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more? Yes, please, because I could barely remember the goddamn controls. Absolutely. So far, you've probably been pressing the Y button during your final strike without a second thought, but from now on, you're going to have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Now you'll have to choose the proper truth bullet to use during your coup de grace. That's actually what I was trying to do at the beginning. Okay, so you'll select the same way as during the non-stop debate, simply press the LB button. Also, like the debate, if your logic difficulty is set to kind, you'll have fewer bullets to choose from, but for educational purposes, we're going to pretend you're set to mean regardless. Just this once, okay? Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game now. Go you! Look at you go! Alright. Only halfway through the game, and I'm taking like a year to finish it. Oh my god. Well then, good luck, have fun. Alright, just only a year to finish. Only a year. Oh, we gotta do another one? Oh my god. Okay, cool. Let's go. Alright.
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's it. No! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you.
So.
That's enough!
Oh, right there!
This should prove it.
Yes! Sorry, I know I didn't say anything, but I was trying to read really fast. It was the handprint in the locker.
Did you
That's
know
what I was
someone
thinking the
left a
entire
handprint
time.
behind on the inside of the locker?
Because I remember them saying it was like a dusty
They
handprint or
must have been
something.
hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up.
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Oh my gosh.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Oh my god.
Straight up
Yeah,
again.
I need you to keep speaking to her.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Okay, let's hear it, girl.
Now.
Thank you.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Lord have mercy.
Well, that's awkward.
That's that's real awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
Well, she was probably in a hurry.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Yeah.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around,
Oh no. That means Sakura wasn't dead.
there was Sakura covered in blood and staring right
Oh
at
my
me.
god, that must have been scary as sin.
When I saw that blood, I fainted. Right there in front of the magazines.
Yeah, see? She
I
fainted.
don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
You mean... Oh, here we go.
Guess who's back?
It was your fault after all.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just
Go crazy.
answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories, so I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see...
Okay. The blooded head of Sakura again.
Splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're
I
terrible.
mean, to be fair, that was a pretty scary sight.
No, she's terrible. Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever.
And when
Okay.
it was all
Oh, that's
over,
right. She did
you
say she
collected
only
the
murdered
pieces of the
boys.
bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman. If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master.
Oh, Lord.
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into
Wow.
I just can't
That's
catch
hard.
a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's, you know.
You know, that's probably the truth.
But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
She's still dead, buddy. So that's good. Keep talking like that, and Hina's
Well,
gonna...
That's that. Let's start the vote.
Huh? I thought for sure you'd have some words for Hiro on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone. We're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No. She's pushing this a little bit too much. And for her to not say anything with Hiro, I think she's doing something. I think she's doing something.
Not quite yet.
Because there's still so much more to it. Like, why was she bleeding out the mouth? Why, you know, did that thing pop up? Like, stuff like that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can watch the
Not yet?
previous video. That was the
Why not yet?
investigation. It was about a month ago. I am sorry.
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd. Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't.
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted.
I'm trying to, I'm actually trying to think of it myself. Like, what was odd about it?
Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
Okay. It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is. I think this one's gonna be the status of her body.
I was just sleeping peacefully. And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me.
Okay.
I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it. I smashed her good.
Don't say it like
And
you
where did
didn't
the
do
attack
same
take
thing.
place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
Yep, there we go. I knew it.
No, that's wrong.
Because she was sitting up when we found her. Which means she was still alive.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's Just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
Oh, didn't I say that earlier? That has to be it. The evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf was the blood stain. Yeah, this one.
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
And she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
This is true, and I said that at the start of the thing. I was like, they all look too small to be doing stuff with Sakura.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Okay, but that means she would have had to come out.
So she just hid in there till everyone
No.
showed up, and while everything was
Oh,
all
sorry.
confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
The reason there's no way Toko was hiding in the locker is because the locker was too small. I was in the locker. I saw it for myself. We're gonna roll with that one. Yeah.
Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside.
The locker
And at
was
that
open.
point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much.
Okay.
You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But
Oh,
if
look at the
Genocide
outfit.
Jill
Take him up,
didn't do
Toko.
it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Could we really be missing something so important? If there's another possible explanation, maybe it is. Oh, here we go. Here. Yoko's exam, diagnostic, hours of count, yellow powder. Alright, let's see what they have to
What
say.
was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
Blaming me, huh?
I think it's the Monokuma file, but I was trying to shoot the bullet,
What
but it
was it that
freaking
killed
wouldn't let me.
Ogre?
For some reason the game
If
froze.
it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than...
There we go.
No, it's wrong. According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean... Maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
This is true. She could have bit her tongue or something, but
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood.
okay, well then no.
Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
For real though.
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
Okay.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely,
Somebody poisoned her.
Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
Oh, what?
You're making me go all weak in the knees!
Alright, calm it down. Calm it down, girl.
She was poisoned?
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can... explain explain it?
For real.
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
Okay.
But
alright.
you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
What?
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
For real.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, it would have had to,
Well,
right?
that's the question, isn't it?
The bottle of poison y'all had just showed us, I'm sure I know what he got. He got from Section A.
I got it!
I remember that. 'Cause it was on the opposite
Poison
side.
was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Okay, but yeah, that means somebody
Strange,
moved
isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so?
somebody put it there.
Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips.
Master!
We were so shocked at what we were seeing, all we could do was stand there and watch. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
That tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I like how I'm not surprised at all. I'm just kind of like, well, is he gonna die? What's gonna happen? He's gonna drop dead here?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her
This
tongue.
is... It's protein powder.
Huh?
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder, which would mean that conversely, the poison must have been in protein. That means whoever tried to cover it up messed up by trying to put it back. I feel like they probably could have got away with it. I don't know. Okay, I know what it is. Okay, my bad. I'm spelling shit wrong. Protein drink, right? I need a N. Need a K. Need a K.
Now I
I'm not gonna
understand.
lie, I didn't know what it was until I started shooting. When I hit the P and it was just like, okay, cool.
The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Okay, but here's my thing. Like, wouldn't like traces of the poison still have been in the bottle?
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene? It must have been the protein
I
drink?
got it!
Again?
You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
Ooh, who did it?
For real?
I know.
Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Was it the footprints? I think it was the footprints.
I got it!
Yes, sir.
The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison.
That means
The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
you didn't have to put a question mark. We all know whose
The
voice that
footprints.
was.
They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Okay, so she sat here and tried to blame two other people for the murder, and she's partially to do with it?
Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Yeah, I don't believe that one to save my life.
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it.
What kind of shoes is everyone else wearing? Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think anyone else is wearing sneakers.
And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Makoto and Hina.
I got it!
Oh, I wear sneakers? I didn't know that.
Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya.
That explains
That
why he
explains
asked
why
him
you-
about his footprint, or his foot size. These footprints must be Makoto. Are they yours? No. Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began.
Yeah, she's been pushing for the execution.
You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you?
Yeah.
This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Because Hina and Sakura were best friends.
It's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way.
I was gonna say, didn't the same thing happen to us with old girl at the very start? I can't even remember her name. It's been months since I first did this episode, alright?
Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right?
I don't know. Hina doesn't seem like the type. I don't like her. I really don't, okay? Somebody could stomp her brains out right now and I wouldn't care. But she doesn't
That's
seem like
when
the
you
type.
switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
Okay. Cool.
And then she downed it all at once. And then
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind.
Okay. Come on. Let's go, Gaming.
Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
What's the unsolved mystery?
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
well,
Oh.
that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
Okay, well, can you explain the locker room?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just nervous. So...
Lord, what's
I
going
didn't notice I
on?
left a footprint.
She knows what's going on.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Come on, girlie, spit it out.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
She seems really calm right now to say that she's about to be accused of murder.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yes, that's what she said.
Yeah.
But if that's true, isn't that a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
Oh, Lord.
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to agree with Genocide Jill this time.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Until we figured it out. Until I uncover the full truth of this case. Source of the powder, footprints in the powder, yellow powder. Kyoko's exam, the chem laboratory. I think it's going to be the source of the powder. Hold up.
First, I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed
Oh,
the
I think I know what it is. It's
dropped
the footprints.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
No. There we go. I got it.
No, that's wrong.
Because you would have saw the footprints.
You said you went to get the poison from Section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A.
They just were at Section A.
That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
Okay, but the thing is, they just said it looked like she was intentionally trying to make it look like it was her
No,
fault.
that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was just nervous, so I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Yeah, you making Byakuya look stupid here.
Well,
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious.
She never went to Section
The
C.
powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account. Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
What?
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
Really?
Did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Byakuya, man. It's okay. It's okay. We still love you, buddy.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
A piece of glass?
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize?
Why would there be a
Well,
piece
then.
of glass in the bottle?
Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Oh, shit, girl. Don't make me explain it.
Me?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that
I
shard of
think I
glass.
might know. The only explanation would have to be, that the bottle was in the room when we had broken into the room, because the only other glass besides the Monokuma bottles was the glass from the door, which means the bottle would have had to been in the room before we busted in there, so that means somebody took the bottle out. So the shard of light blue glass Kyoko found in the bottle was the rec room window. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us,
Where was it? Where was it the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room window? According to what Hina, it should have been in the Section A shelf?
I got it!
Yeah.
The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Which means the bottle was in there before we even broke in.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
I wouldn't say
In
everything.
reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And
He's so
then,
forceful
once the
about it.
room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
You know what? You know what I remember just now? You remember when we first got into the room and Hina was like, let me go run and grab everyone and let them know what's going on. And I'm not gonna lie, at that point, I think I said it in the video, I was kind of shocked that she just saw her best friend dead, but for some reason, she was the one who wanted to go and find everyone. So this is starting to make sense a little bit.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast.
Byakuya, it's okay.
I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
Ooh, you know what I'm thinking? If it was in there before the room was unlocked, and Toko wasn't in there at the time, Hina wasn't in there at the time, oh no.
You're right. We do need to explain that.
Oh no, I'm thinking... Y'all, I'm starting to think suicide's an issue here.
But before
Because
we
remember,
do,
Sakura
there's
said she was
something
ending
I'd like
it
to
today.
confirm with everyone here. It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that?
Byakuya is so upset. Like, he thought he had this case in the bag. But technically, he did help move the case forward.
How can you know what I don't know?
Bro, you ain't looking. The reason she can say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can in the rec room after it was open. It's because they pointed out that the glass was underneath the protein shake. I remember this. I think it's gonna be empty protein.
When
Yeah.
it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
Okay.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time.
Dude, calm down.
It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
Something can prove that someone brought the protein can into the rec room after it was open. I'm sorry, I gotta look at this again.
When it comes to that protein can,
Alright, I think I'm just gonna
There's
go.
not a
we're
doubt
gonna
until
roll with
the
it.
locked room
We're
was
gonna roll
unlocked.
with
It
it.
absolutely was not
Give
in
me
there.
some freaking seconds
So
here.
you're saying
'Cause I'm wasting way too much time.
someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No.
No,
that's
not
impossible. It had
Okay,
to have
I'm
been
just
in
gonna
there
shoot.
the whole
I'm just gonna
time.
shoot.
It had to be.
It was in there before.
Thank you. God, Jesus.
No,
So I had
it's
it. I had it. I was just being stupid about it.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
Ooh, buddy. I don't think I've seen Byakuya like that.
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
Whew.
I see.
Calm down,
So
man.
that's your
I don't like seeing him surprised. Like, it's not a good look for him.
Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over
It was to make sure Because if somebody, that would have been the only explanation for it to be on top of the glass.
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So Hina probably should have lied at that point.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched. And as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
But why did she put it on top of the broken glass? Like, why didn't she just put it next to Sakura? Oh, because she couldn't get into the room like that. They were guarding the room.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
Well, you just kind of made that assumption, though.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was?
That means she killed herself.
Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to
He's
that,
like losing his
we
head.
need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It would have had to have been Sakura.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
No, because she didn't know. She couldn't have known about the incident until afterwards.
What do you think, Makoto?
The one who got the poison from the chem lab brought it to the rec room. It had to have been Sakura.
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no
Shut
way.
up, Hina. Ain't nobody listening to you right now.
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
Hina, just stop. No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. I have to get Hina to admit it. Alright, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be the powder on the instep of her foot. Oh, okay, another one of these. Cool, alright. Alright, well, let's do this.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! Just let it end already! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong!
Don't start to freeze up right now.
I hate you!
6, 7, 8. I'm sorry.
I'm telling you, I did it! I hate you! You're a liar!
Oh no.
What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong!
It was
Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the
yellow powder.
poison?
There it is.
This should
Yes.
prove it.
I'm so glad I went back and read those Monokuma stuff earlier. Or, not the Monokuma file, the Truth Bullets earlier. Because I wouldn't have known that.
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
Oh.
It did. The
Why
same
does the
yellow
back of her
powder that
hair
had
and
been
his
spilled
little
by the
antenna
shelf
on
in the
top of
chem
his
lab.
head look the same?
That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura.
Every time I look
What
at
else
him, like,
could
his
it
tight
be but the
jacket
powder
just
from the
gets
chem
to me
lab?
every time. I'm like, bro, you got a jacket on top of a jacket on top of a whatever. Probably another jacket under there.
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
Let me tell you something. Heroes in that same boat. A jacket on top of a jacket on top of a whatever.
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing, which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison!
Hina, please shut up.
Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. The connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it. Oh, we gotta select? But I mean...
Here's my answer.
Oh, okay. It had to have been
The one
Sakura.
who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What?
Oh, he didn't think that.
The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life.
Oh man.
And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because she had locked it herself. Sakura wanted to create the locked room. Byakuya created... Nope.
I got it!
We didn't even
The
have to do
locked
that.
room
Just say
mystery
it.
was created by Sakura.
Oh, great. No. See what you did? Okay, the game froze. Alright. It keeps freezing because I have so much crap on my computer right now from like school and stuff. I really need to get a separate computer for this. Alright.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it,
It had
Hina?
to have been because she was the one who left immediately afterwards.
You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead.
I thought she did that because she was shocked.
And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. Oh, shaky legs. On shaky legs. Oh, I thought he was calling her shaky legs. On shaky legs, Hina left the record.
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room,
I got everyone. Whoa, ogre. Oh, so she's dead, huh? Sakura's been killed, I see.
while everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground.
Yeah, I was gonna say, she was way too calm. I thought she was shocked when she was like, I gotta get everyone. But at the same time, she was way too calm.
Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
Ooh, he calling you out.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet,
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
Dang, and Byakuya, of all people, fell for it, dude. I'm sorry, buddy.
No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
Please stop.
Nothing's over!
Please stop, because I'm trying to, like, get this out the way.
It is. Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
Yeah, let's do this one part that I'm always messing up on, taking me forever in the day. The closing argument. Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and just, in editing, skip to the part. Okay, we're gonna try this one. I don't think this is right, but we're gonna try it.
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
Yes, okay. I thought that one was gonna be wrong, because there was like 2 locker
And
ones.
she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro. When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked.
Yes, okay. I didn't know about that one either,
Without
because,
thinking, he grabbed
it was
a
like
nearby
that one and the
Monokuma
Queen.
bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing.
okay, I don't know if that
So
other
as soon
one's
as
right.
the
I
coast
just
was
kind of
clear,
guessed.
she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others.
Oh, it was, okay.
But in her rush, she made one little mistake.
Oh, because she put the magazine upside down. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I really guessed
She
that one.
put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura.
I'm really hoping that the person cutting grass outside isn't cutting into this fucking microphone right now.
And she freaked out.
Yay, it was right.
And just like Hiro, she
I feel like
grabbed
they're
another
intentionally just
Monokuma
sitting
bottle
there.
and attacked
Like,
her.
It's really bothering me. I'm just like, please go cut grass somewhere else.
This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon.
Get up really fast. I like completely forgot that my son's room's window was open, so that's probably why all that noise was coming in here.
But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath.
God, it's like they moved to the front now.
Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison
I'm
from off
hoping
the
this one is
ground.
right. I really don't know.
And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort
Aw, Hina.
was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case.
Aw.
Sakura took her own life.
Hina, I might hate you, but dang, man, I hate seeing people cry. Like, be sad and stuff. Like, Jesus Christ.
And you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right? That's
What happened?
Oh my God, Bianca. Dude, you were killing me right now. How you supposed to be like one of the smartest people out there and you were just so blind in this case?
But Makoto, how did you manage to...
It wasn't just him, it was old girl too.
How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean,
You still haven't realized?
I really need, I'm so sorry, I'm really agitated right now. I feel like whoever's cutting grass is like intentionally lingering around the fucking apartments right now. I'm like, the grass is cut. Please go somewhere else. Like, dude. And it's like every time the noise goes down, it's like they just start right back up, like they're doing it on purpose.
We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case.
Yeah, he just kind of assumed, like he made the absolute assumption that she was murdered, right? Of course, that's what everyone was thinking, but it was like he had to point it in that direction. Like he didn't think of anything else.
See? Didn't I tell you?
He just kind of put it like, oh, the protein can was there, that means somebody poisoned her, it was there.
When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
It's okay, Bianca. You're still loved as one of the most hateful people here. We don't have to talk about these results. I'm cool with that. I swear to God, this motherfucking person cutting the grass is doing that on purpose.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Okay, the trial just
Oh
ended.
yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot?
Yeah.
I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Alright, well, if we're voting for a dead person, like, doesn't that mean we all get to live? Oh my God, they made another round around here? Are you serious? How much grass is there to fucking cut here?
Okay.
They're doing this shit on purpose. I know they are. It's like open the fucking window and throw something at them. Throw a shoe to make them fucking fuck up their mower. I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep cussing like that. It's just, I swear, there's not that much grass in the world to fucking cut in front of this apartment, alright? Like, it literally should not have taken that long. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
Right.
Okay, we're done here.
What did
So
you
that's
say?
the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us. And yet you, why did you do that?
Don't be mean!
Yep, and of course the person made another round. How many times is this? How many times do they have to come near this specific apartment? I know they're right in front of my apartment. And it's not like they can hear me up here. It's just really annoying that they're spending this much time cutting the grass.
This.
Because that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why I couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean she was trying to take all of us out? You were going to take us all with you? We have to atone for our sins because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all had to pay for our crimes. For serious? That's...
What is
You
this?
still don't understand? Then let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate, so instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. You mean to tell me there was a suicide note and this bitch just showed us? I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cuss that much, but it's just... Oh my god, Hina just... Oh my god. I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault after all. But now you're suffering because of me?
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me, but because of me,
I can't
my closest
forgive
friend
this.
got hurt. Sakura, because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault, which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with them. You asked to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous it is? Don't worry, I just want to talk to them. That's what they all say. I just want to talk. Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you, Hina, please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy. They're friends. Aww. Sakura, don't you know that the three of them just did not trust you? Sakura. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you'd just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us, and yet...
Why?
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her. Do you have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hands.
Why?
That's how far you'd push her. Sakura, what happened to you? Hina, you came. Wait right here, I'll help you out. Hina.
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have
a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor? I'd like some protein. Could I ask you to... Yeah, you got it. Just hang on, I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she'd asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized. I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shell. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. So Sakura locked the door so that Hina wouldn't come in. Sakura.
Please!
Let me in. Please open the door.
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That was weakness. That's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. I tried to protect her and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. Hina. We killed her, all of us. We pushed her into a corner and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray? You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets, but even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey, hey,
I'm sorry to interrupt right when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but
hey!
it's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I'm kind of glad Monokuma cut across into that, because I was kind of getting a little bit... I was getting into it, but at the same time, I couldn't fully get into it because I don't really like Hina like that. Alright. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant.
What are you saying?
Of course, I know what she was thinking, because her and me...
In other words...
Well, what I'm really trying to say is...
Yes,
don't you
indeed.
think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course!
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note. Sakura's suicide note. What? But Hina already...
Too bad.
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby. Oh my god. Monokuma.
It's
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room. Then... You lied to me? I mean, you just lied to everyone.
Unbelievable.
Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well now,
I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at face value. It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little... I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around. Hey, even if the will had factored in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process. Okay, and scene cut.
And
So then, what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice. Okay, cool.
Hey, hey!
But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the first place? Can he just read the note?
But hold on.
And isn't it just so uncomfortable? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Gives me the willies.
enough already.
Could you get on with it, please?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, geez. Talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in the strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it.
Why do I have to read every other one?
That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
that's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic, or just moronic?
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me, which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control, and to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the Mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the Mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I'm willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I've never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
That suicide note was much more emotional. She didn't feel concerned. She didn't die hating us.
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting, to protect us.
Correct.
She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. So, if Hina had taken us all out, Sakura would have died for nothing. Good job, Hina. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible. Yeah, good job, Hina.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really, truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plans, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully, then
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible.
So Hina just fucked all of this up. She just messed everything up. Just accusing them of murder, trying to make it look like one of them killed her. And Sakura was like, can you talk to them? They're not gonna listen to her now. It's too late. Hina messed up.
Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But
I didn't understand how she felt, not at all. I thought we were close and still.
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless. She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyways. Exactly. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead, she deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean the next victim? Nobody here blames anyone. First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Damn straight. This is all because of our misplaced hatred.
Well?
I don't blame her. I can't blame her. And nobody can blame Hina either. Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered, because the one we need to destroy is you, nobody else.
What do
What
you
the
want?
heck? That's not how this is supposed to go. But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that.
Phew!
Ah, lovely, Byakuya. You understand, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of the game.
Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear that others have cast aside their fear for this game.
Don't make me repeat
There's no
myself.
point in participating in a game which has lost the sense of excitement, which is why I will no longer participate in it. What's going on here? Now, I have only one thing to look forward to,
All clear.
and that is the heap of harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Byakuya, does this mean? Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you're thinking. Wherever Master goes, I go, and if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. Everyone.
Hey,
Well, now you can say that Sakura's death had no meaning. Oh, now can you say Sakura's death had no meaning? How boring. But nothing good can come of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time.
What the heck?
The fun time? Anyways, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber and get back on track.
want me to
It's the
punish you
moment you've
guys?
all been waiting for. Punishment time. Punishment time?
What?
Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead. You're not gonna...
But
Is it me?
wrong!
Oh heavens no, just because the Blacken is dead doesn't mean I can just sub in whatever old student I want. Didn't I tell you I'm very particular about Bear Times 1 rule?
Listen up!
But I spent so much time preparing my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. So for my special punishment, I prepared a special guest. A special guest?
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Special guest? Is it like a dead body or something? Oh no. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? He found her. Are you serious? You did all that for elevator destroyer or excavator destroyer, my bad. I said elevator, I'm an idiot. Are you serious? You did all that for a laptop? And why didn't the first blow destroy that laptop completely? Why is Monokuma so muscular? Why am I asking all these questions about this? Like... Okay. So, apparently Monokuma found... What were we calling it? AI? You suck, man. You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk. That really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grilled chicken's where it's at, and I'm all about the grilled goodness. Fried, broiled, give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence, grilled is where it's at. Alter ego, that's what we were calling it. I realize how dangerous it could be, but still, I have to do this. I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So it's okay. If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling all over. It bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. How dare you? That was my friend. How dare you kill him?
What's the matter?
Wait, did it have a question mark at the end of that? Like, how or I think he said, how could you kill him? Huh? You were friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a basketball? Shut the hell up. It wasn't just a laptop. He was my friend, and you killed him. Is this what you call animism? Where a soul dwells within all things, even like laptops? Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it got in my way. It was trying to find things out all sneaky.
Just as I
So
thought.
you finally noticed him.
Actually,
Finally? No. I knew about him from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was all going to play out from the start. What?
What are you
You
thinking?
knew and you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge?
yep.
Well, I mean, the data in the laptop, it was, I guess you could call it a gift from me to you.
Phew.
Or maybe more like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course I didn't care if you got access to that. But sneaking into the network was just too personal. So I had to do a little, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here. Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was killed. Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel a billion times better.
very
Experiencing a
nice.
meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower. Wow, that was mean. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who's died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they all make us stronger. I swear to God, someday you will pay for this.
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Holy moly, you're super mad, like just unreasonably upset.
Well,
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
What?
Postscript?
yep.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left of Sakura's note.
Huh?
Huh? Do I have your attention? Okay, then here we go. Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly. What's dulcet? One other thing, Hina, there's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here, and so I've learned one thing, which is the mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word and we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory.
Too bad.
Stupid. Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for the day. What? You can't just stop at the most important bit. It makes your brain rumble and tumble, huh? It makes you so mad you don't even friggin' know, huh?
You guys?
That's the whole point, stupid. It's to get... Oh no, he said that's the whole point, stupid. It's to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least Sakura's note. You tell me this bitch came back here with the fucking lawnmower again. How long has it been since the last time I complained and you mean to tell me you came back? Anyways. Like I'd ever let any of you greaseballs have it. But
Too bad.
sucks for you, loser. Dang. Wait, what's this?
What?
What is it now?
Well, what?
There's one last line in the note. And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you bastard. No matter what, and that's seriously it. Huh? Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lay down and die, she'll fight you? Well, whatever, who cares what some dead musclehead has to say?
Well,
Okay, I'm out of here. You guys should try to get some rest, you know? And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach this school life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the regrets of the outside world? Think about that. Think long, think hard. So what if Sakura left something behind other than that note? Those were his parting words to us before disappearing, but what was that all about? Sakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of the school. The mastermind did something to us. Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? Yeah, it was like at the end of the trial, she was like, what did you do to me? It was after Celeste trial was over.
You.
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
who?
What?
Hey,
Answer me, what did you do to my body? The mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? And if we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off? And the bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo!
So the class trial is over and Monokuma's gone. So now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there other than head back up? Oh yeah, okay, let's get out of here. But yeah, you messed up. You messed up. Hina must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost to that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out. Yeah, no, for real though?
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that the last one? I haven't reached the point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
Sorry.
Okay, I see what you mean. Then I'll try. That totally wasn't normal, right? Did she just capture his flag?
No!
I cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the romance between me and Master.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Sleazeball?
What the heck?
That's right, I called you a sleazeball because you are a sleazeball. Apparently you still have a death wish. Oh, more biting sarcasm. No wonder you don't have any friends.
No!
Hey, stop fighting with Master. You're making me jealous. I want to abuse, give, and take me. Okay. I guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. And so Sakura's class trial came to an end and we returned to the world of Hope Speak Academy. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms and before long night snuck up on us. Ding-a-dong-a-bing-a-bong.
This is a school announcement.
It is now 10 p.m.
It's soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked. Okay then.
Sweet dreams, don't let the bed website. Cool. Alright. Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it, down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a deep sleep, but the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. What? Wake up. Wake up. Huh? The voice dragged me from deep slumber into hazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead. What the What? Kyoko, don't be standing over people's beds staring at them while they sleep.
Yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
How'd she get into your room?
What?
In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door. It was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It was unlocked? Are you serious?
Hey.
Always. And you don't have to overact like that every time you're surprised. What time is it?
Correct.
3 o'clock in the morning, of course. 3 a.m.? Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? I don't know, but she needs to take her butt. She needs to take her butt to sleep, alright? Why does it say midnight? It is not midnight. She just said it was 3 a.m. Alright, I understand Kyoko is in our bedroom. She's next to the bed, ready to go. But we're going to have to end this episode right here because the trial is over, okay? Honestly, my thoughts on the trial was, you know, I think this trial was much simpler than the other ones. Like, even though they kept trying to point it to people, it was kind of like things still weren't adding up. So it just kind of pointed you in the direction of Sakura, you know, committing suicide. So I want to say that trial was much easier. As far as the rest of the story goes, I know I'm interested to see how this plays out. I will try to get these videos up. I keep saying that, but life, alright? So if you like the video, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. It really helps the channel out a lot. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Well, I hit the wrong button. I'll see you guys in the next episode. I keep hitting the wrong button. What button is it to... I need to find out what Kyoko's doing here. Okay, here we go. That's the button. Apparently it's X to go to save. Alright, so I'm trying to save the game. Alright, save here. Yes, please. Alright, did I save it? Yes, I did. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next episode of Danganronpa.